Okay, so it seems that we have completed the model, but here's a problem. So we're trying to answer that question. So how many days does it take to sell out 40 products? But the problem here is every time we run the simulation, it gives us a different answer. This time it's 20, next time it's 18, next time it's 16. So we cannot just answer the question by saying, well, it depends, it varies. Okay, so that's a challenge with simulation. Every run of simulation gives you a different answer. How do we go about it? Well, a common solution is, instead of giving an answer from the numbers here, why don't we take the average? Okay, we can run simulation many times and let's see on average how many days it takes to sell out the inventory. So that's why we need the replication part. So in this replication part, we're going to run the simulation many times. In other words, we're going to generate many instances of the simulation and then take the average of the outcome and answer the question. So now essentially we like to ask Excel to run this simulation for many times, and for the sake of discussion, let's say 20 times. So I'm going to do this 1, 2, all the way to 20. Okay, I want Excel to run the simulation for 20 times, and for each time I want Excel to record how many days to sell 40 inventory over here. Okay, so I will have 20 numbers. Each number represent days to sell out 40 for one simulation run. How do we do that? Well, we need to use a tool called data table. Okay, data table. So we need to prepare for the data table, and I'm going to start off by just locating this cell and enter equal to this cell. So now I'm going to record the days to sell 40 over here as well. Next, I am going to select this whole area. I'm going to select this whole area. Remember, you need to make sure that this cell is on the top row of your selection, and those numbers are in the first column of your selection. Now go to Data, What If Analysis, Data Table. Okay, here you have a dialog here. Leave the row input cell empty, and in the column input cell, please click on any empty cell in the spreadsheet. Okay, any empty cell that doesn't contain any data or any information or any formula. Empty cell, a cell that doesn't have any effect. And then click on OK. Then here you go. These are the days to sell out 40 inventories out of 20 instances of simulation. It's like magic, right? Okay, and probably it's a little bit confusing. So what's going on here? So let me explain what is happening here by deleting this, okay, and start it off again. Okay, so data table is extremely useful in repeating the simulation. So when I say I'm going to select any cell, let's say an empty cell here, what does it do? Well, what data table does is this. It knows that there are 20 rows here, so it means it will run simulation 20 times. In the first time, it will take this value and plug this value, which is 1, into this cell you select, the column input cell. It will plug this number into here, run the simulation, and then save the resulting days to sell 40 back here. And then it will run a second one, and it will take this number 2, plug it in here, run the simulation, save the resulting number from here to here. Then it will run the third time, taking this number, plug in here, run the simulation, and store the resulting number here over here. You see the rhythm? So it will do that for 20 times. That's what happens here. Okay, now we have 20 simulation runs. Now we can take the average of those 20 numbers. Just use the function called average. Okay, give it this 20 numbers. All right. So that means out of 20 simulation runs, we find that on average it takes 15.95 days to sell out all the inventory. Of course, if you press F9, you will still see a different number. It still fluctuates, but you'll find that the fluctuation on this number is probably less volatile compared to the numbers over here. In practice, you will not simply run 20 simulation runs. You will probably run thousands or even 10,000 simulation run. But the basic idea is the same.